Since their debut, fighter jets have grown to be an essential component of militaries all over the world's arsenals. The fighter jet, with its fast speed, great maneuverability, and powerful gun system, completely altered the nature of modern combat. Being able to carry out air warfare, ground attack, and reconnaissance makes it an extremely adaptable instrument to assist military mission. As the mainstay of contemporary air defense, fighter jets are built to react to and neutralize threats posed by adversarial aircraft. Fighter aircraft are essential to a nation's defense strategy since they are not only guardians of the skies but also play a critical role in hitting targets on the ground. Here are 6 of the world's oldest fighter jets that are still in service today. 6. General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon. The United States debuted the General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon in 1974, and it is still a dependable and durable single-engine fighter today. Also known by the moniker Viper, this military asset is still in use by the U.S. Air Force and other nations. The exceptional thrust-to-weight ratio, maneuverability, and versatility of the F-16 are its main advantages. Capable of exceeding Mach 2, the F-16 has established itself as a dependable and versatile combat aircraft. Through co-production agreements, a number of European nations, including Belgium, Denmark, the Netherlands, and Norway, are also involved in the F-16 production process, in addition to the United States. With the help of this effort, the F-16 may now be produced in Europe, increasing its global effect and utility. Since initial certification in 1976, more than 4,600 F-16s have been built, making it one of the most well-known and extensively utilized combat aircraft in history. The F-16's status in the U.S. Air Force was solidified in 1975 when it emerged victorious in the Air Combat Fighter ACF competition. The F-16's remarkable capabilities and performance satisfied the requirements for the ACF program, which seeks to choose a superior multi-role fighter bomber. In numerous nations across the globe, the F-16 Fighting Falcon continues to be the cornerstone and emblem of air power due to its extensive history and resilience in a constantly changing combat environment. 5. McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. The United States debuted the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle in 1972, and it remains the dominant air dominance fighter in the scene of air combat. The F-15 Eagle, built to seize and hold airspace, has proven to be a dependable defender of the skies. The F-15 was originally used by the United States Air Force, and it went into service on January 9, 1976. Furthermore, nations like Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Japan have all included the F-15 into their air forces. Numerous variations of the F-15 Eagle have been produced, increasing its capabilities. Several variations were created to satisfy various needs and expectations, including the Mitsubishi F-15J, the McDonnell Douglas F-15E Strike Eagle, and the McDonnell Douglas F-15 STOL MTD. To stay relevant in the contemporary era of combat, the F-15 has received constant technological updates and enhancements since production started in 1972. Over 100 wins in aerial combat, the majority of which were obtained by the Israeli Air Force, attest to the F-15's remarkable accomplishments. These benefits attest to the F-15's resilience and dependability in actual combat scenarios. Due to its stellar reputation and ever-improving combat capabilities, the F-15 Eagle is still a vital component of many nations' air defense plans. 4. Chengdu J-7. The Chengdu J-7, which China initially unveiled in 1966, is evidence of the accomplishments of the 1962 technology transfer deal between the Soviet Union and China concerning the MiG-21 aircraft. China now has the technology to manufacture a fighter that is tailored to its own needs thanks to this deal. Due to insufficient documentation from the Soviet Union, Chinese engineers were forced to reverse engineer several components of the MiG-21. The J-7 managed to prosper in spite of this, going through several modifications and enhancements throughout time. In contrast to the MiG-21, which differed in certain areas such internal fuel management and hydraulic systems, the J-7 was effectively developed into multiple models, exhibiting advancements in weaponry, avionics, and wing design. The People's Liberation Army Air Force, PLAF, is the primary user of the J-7. However, other foreign operators also make use of it. One of the top J-7 operators is the Pakistan Air Force. The JF-17 Thunder and other modern Chinese fighters have supplanted the J-7, although export buyers still require its manufacturing to meet demand. The J-7 eventually made a substantial contribution to the development of China's air defense capabilities and became an important part of the country's military aviation history, despite initial production issues, particularly during the Cultural Revolution. 3. Grumman F-14 Tomcat. When the United States unveiled the Grumman F-14 Tomcat in 1970, it created history as a multi-purpose carrier fighter. It was a multi-role fighter, interceptor, and air superiority aircraft that was designed by Grumman. The F-14 Tomcat made its maiden flight on December 21, 1970, and was formally unveiled on September 22, 1974. Even though the U.S. Navy formally ended its use of the F-14 Tomcat on September 22, 2006, it is still a legendary fighter with an incredible service career. The F-14 Tomcat was regarded as one of the most sophisticated fighters of its day and had a significant impact on American air defense history. The aircraft continued to serve in the Islamic Republic of Iran's Air Force even after it was retired from the U.S. military. The F-14 Tomcat is still an essential part of the Iranian Air Force's air defense capabilities as of 2022. This proves the F-14 Tomcat's durability and dependability long after it was retired from the American military for many years. The F-14 Tomcat was manufactured in 71 units and shipped to Pahlavi, Iran, where the Imperial Iranian Air Force operates it as a ground-based interceptor. Operations in Iran preserve the F-14 Tomcat's history and serve as a tribute to the aircraft's cutting-edge technology and well-thought-out design. 2. Northrop F-5. The United States debuted the Northrop F-5 family of supersonic light fighters in 1959, and it takes great pleasure in being an affordable family of aircraft. The F-5 family, which was created by Northrop Corporation in the late 1950s, includes the F-5E, F Tiger II, and F-5A B Freedom fighter models. The F-5 has many benefits, two of which are its affordability and dependable operation. Early in the 1960s, the F-5A went into service and significantly improved the equipment of several nations' air forces. When the F-5E Tiger II was released in 1972, upgrades to the avionics and engine increased the aircraft's combat and cruise range. The F-5 is a capable fighter that has performed a range of missions, including ground attack and air superiority. With almost 1,200 F-5A BCD and 1,099 F-5EF aircraft built, the F-5 family has grown to be an essential part of air power globally. Its accomplishments are demonstrated not only by the vast quantities of aircraft it produced, but also by the influence it had on the design of subsequent fighters, including the F-A-18, whose ideas and technology were derived from the F-5. The F-5 is still in use and helps various nations with their air defense, even though it is decades old. Because of its dependability, efficiency, and continued contributions, The F-5 has maintained its relevance and significance in the contemporary military period. 1. Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-21. Introduced by the Soviet Union in 1955, the Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-21 has become one of the most recognizable supersonic fighters and interceptors in military aviation history. The aircraft, which was created by the Mikoyan Gurevich Design Bureau, gained notoriety for having a design that was influenced by earlier models like the MiG-15 and MiG-17. The production version of the MiG-21 got its signature delta wing, replacing the swept wing that was part of the original design. Shock cones and front air inlets are two distinctive aspects of the airplane that contribute to its visual identity. The primary benefit of the MiG-21 is that it can travel at Mach 2 supersonic speeds. The aircraft can employ external tanks to extend its range, despite the restricted positioning of its fuel tanks contributing to its limited range. Its ability to turn is limited by the delta wing design, but this is compensated for by a special engine system that offers a brief power boost. The MiG-21 is one of the most produced fighters in history, having produced over 10,000 aircraft at various factories in the Soviet Union. Its low production and maintenance costs have contributed significantly to its success in international exports, making it a preferred option for many nations. The fact that the MiG-21 is still in use today, even after several decades of service, shows how resilient and useful it is in the contemporary military.